Hello, Mr. Reshef.
Hello.
It's nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
What inspired you to create the Berliner Klavierfesttage, and how did that idea turn into reality?
I was doing a lot of master classes. It was kind of something that I wanted to do my whole life, probably inspired by my great teachers. And after a few years that you're doing your own classes and doing a lot of festivals, you're thinking, okay, how can I develop this? How can I give more chances to more students? And the idea was like, okay, we're in Berlin, and there's nothing like this in the city. A festival of this kind of structure that brings a lot of teachers and a lot of students together to do music together, kind of making dialogues between great artists of different ages, different stages in their careers. So we're actually just thinking of how can we put this kind of dialogue and present it to the Berlin public. And then the idea was like, okay, we're going to find out what can we do. And we just checked, is the Berlin Philharmonic interested? And we called them and they were interested to host us. And then we called the UDK and they said, yes, we want your festival to happen. And slowly, with a lot of effort, we're making this happen this year for the first time.
Which were the most challenging aspects in organizing this festival?
You know, I'm a pianist, so I know how to teach, I know how to play sometimes. Organization is not something that I have a lot of experience with, but I think that today an artist needs to know also how to create things and not just be invited to things. And organizing is just, sometimes for me, it's just going to the office, you know, just waking up and reading messages and calling people and asking people to help us and inviting students, auditioning students. Organization is just a lot of office work, and it's very difficult for an artist to do. So I think this is maybe the biggest contradiction between these two professions. Okay.
Is there a particular theme or philosophy behind the first edition?
So yeah, the philosophy is that we're creating a festival that gives opportunity to young artists to perform without them needing to compete against each other. And actually not just come to play, but come to study and to develop and to learn. And I'm just saying every day here how all our young artists are developing, they improve on a daily basis. It's really amazing to see this process, and I'm really looking forward to the final concert, to see the results.
How has the response from the audience and the artistic community has been so far?
Very positive. I think let me start with this. Our faculty is thrilled by having such a level of artists to work with. It's unusual to have such a high level of artists. The audience that come is enthusiastic. I had people telling me that it was like a dream come true. Like just to see Oksana Yablonskaya for 3 days, giving her master classes and her concert. You know, she's a legend. I'm just so thrilled that she came to be with us, and you know, and to see people like Immanuel Korsovsky come and teach here. The response is at the moment extremely positive, also from the participants themselves.
So are you planning to do the festival again in the future?
Planning and hoping are two things. And my hope is to do this for many years and to develop this into a real dialogue between artists of different stages of their careers. So presenting young artists and older artists in the same events, not just master classes. The plan is to make the Berliner Klavierfesttage a festival that will run for many, many years. Mm-hmm. That's my hope.
Okay.
So it's not a plan, it's the hope.
Do you have ideas already for how it could be better the next, or what you would change in the next editions?
Look, because everybody is telling me how good everything is. But for me, as the father of this project, I always think what else can we do? I think the basis of this festival will always remain a dialogue between artists, between teachers and students, but that are not teachers and not students, but they're both artists. But we can think of the option of having more concerts, hopefully. Having concerts where an established artist and the younger artist perform on the same stage in the same evening. for example, having more kind of master classes. It's the Berliner Klavierfesttage, also we can make a lot of plans how to celebrate piano during the next year when we do this week.
As the artistic director of the festival, what has been for you the most rewarding moment?
There are a lot of rewarding moments, you know. The first day, just seeing everybody arrive was just a moment of happiness. Everybody's here, we're going to do it. Because after planning for months and months and months, and just being on my computer most of the day, just to see people come in real life and just being here and doing it was amazing. And then just hearing the first sounds, the first lessons, the first sounds coming from the participants, just understanding that we're doing this for a cause and not just planning. We're actually making music here. Okay.
Do you feel that you also personally got something out of this festival?
On a personal basis, of course, I'm fulfilling my dream. But I'm hoping that it's not just my dream. I know we are a lot of people doing this together. We have a fantastic team of people, faculty, staff, and I think it's, for me personally, of course, it's just a dream come true, I would say, to have such a festival happening in Berlin, the capital of music in Europe. And it's not just a dream come true, it's something that I've been wanting to do for years. I was doing my own classes in Berlin and had always a very good participation and attention and international attention. But my dream to establish something of this kind of scale in Berlin is, I would say, a personal achievement as well, yes. Yeah.
Do you have a funny memory from teaching a student?
Yes, I have a funny story. Okay, I have one funny story. One time I gave a masterclass in Poland, in Łódź. And I came to the student and I said, you know, I really like, and I had an interpreter to translate to Polish. So I told the student, you know, I really liked your interpretation. I liked your sound. It was very beautiful. I like the phrasing. I think you made a very good impression of this sonata. And then the interpreter said, very good. In Polish, yes.
And you say that.
Yeah, but and everybody started laughing because I think most of them just understood the English. Yes. Yeah.
Very funny. Okay. So something a bit different. What are you doing different when teaching in a master class and in a lesson?
Oh, it's very different. You know, in a master class, you don't have time to work on the exact what we do in a lesson. In a lesson, we can take a problem and we try to solve it. In a masterclass is something different. A masterclass is something that is not just between the teacher and the student, but it's teacher, student, and audience. So the way that you teach needs to project outside. The things that you say in a masterclass will impact the student not just in the actual lesson, but also for years ahead. So the kind of things that you need to say in a masterclass are much more principle-based and much more general, but still needs to be very practical and helpful. In a lesson, when I see a problem and I'm saying, okay, let's stop, let's do this now for the next half an hour. In a masterclass, I have 45 minutes to talk about the piece, about the interpretation, the character, how can we do it? And over the years of doing, you know, I don't know, I've done dozens of those. It's like, you just have to know that there are a few things that you need to do in a masterclass that would make it work. You have to talk about the character always. You have to give some kind of a technical advice to the student that could be practically applied during that masterclass. And you need to be able to communicate what you want to the student on a very instant basis. So you should be able to play to him. You need to see what they're doing. The interaction is I would say that it's like a much more instant interaction where you don't have time to go to the grounds of the reason why something is good or bad, but you have to go to things that are practically going to make an impact. You know, a magical moment in the class is when you say something and the student is doing it because there's some kind of a chemistry. These are the magical moments of master classes.
Last question. Some people see teaching as a calling. What is your opinion on that?
Definitely it's a calling.
Okay.
It's not that the ones that cannot play teach. I don't think it exists anymore. You know, my teacher, Pnina Zaltzman, was the greatest pianist that came out of Israel. She studied with Alfred Cortot and Arthur Rubinstein. You know, a great artist needs to be a teacher as well and needs to communicate. I know that today some artists are not teaching, but I think in today's world it's somehow very necessary to do both things, and it's a calling. It's not something that you do because you cannot do something else. It's actually, for me, it was a personal decision that is part of what I'm going to do in my life. I'm going to teach people, and I'm going to do master classes, and not just look for my advancement personally as a concert pianist.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much for this very interesting interview, Mr. Reshef.